What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Football Boot Hour here with me, James, on the Boot Wizard YouTube channel, and of course, joined by my co-host, as always, Andrew from the Lockhart Boot blog. We're both very tired today. It's just the way of the world, but we are still here for you lovely people. Clippy's Collection is the first one in the house. Welcome, sir. This week, we are going to be talking about the F50s, of course. That is the big news. So we're going to be getting into those. Andrew has the F50s to show us. He has the leather ones. My synthetic ones will not arrive until Monday. So unfortunately, not something I can show you. But a quick piece of housekeeping. There will be no live podcast next week. I am not here. So I'm on a little family vacation. So rather than trying to rework a podcast from a remote location, which was a disaster when we tried it before, we're just going to take a week off.
Yeah.
So welcome, Boot Maniac. Julio is in the house early today. Rich has joined us. And Chris's Footy Kicks is here as well. Clippy getting upset that his member's badge is still white. He's a white wizard pleb.
You're above a regular pleb.
This is true. You have a wizard logo. That's the key. Yeah. That is the key. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? I suppose we should start with what we've been wearing, and then we'll get into the releases, and then we'll finish on the releases with the F50 and carry on from there. We will do a little members chat this week, not a huge one because we're both going to die, but we would like to definitely get into a little chat with members only at the end. So do you have anything that's come in this week? Do you have what we've been wearing?
Yeah. I've been wearing the beta.
Nice.
With the alpha sole plate, which the alpha sole plate makes such a huge difference. I definitely still have issues with this boot.
Interesting.
So I think overall people are going to love this boot. What have you, no issues. It just feels too long for me.
Okay.
And too wide in the forefoot. I could kind of...
It looks wide in the forefoot.
Yeah, it's like here, it's really tight through the midfoot, and then it gets super, like immediately super wide through the forefoot. So...
Interesting. I believe Burns Boots claimed that it might be the best boot he's ever worn. I think was his...
that's probably possible for some people. I could see that. Like, it's just not for me.
Interesting. Does the alpha sole plate make like a big difference? Is it like, did this improves the boot?
Yeah. And I've said in my reel, like, they should just, every single beta should have this from now on. Like, it's kind of like a Vapor Superfly situation between the non-beta Neo and these.
Yeah.
Like, if you're having the beta, if you've got all this tech on the upper, go ahead and slap this on the bottom and just switch to that. I think it'll sell a lot. I think it'll sell a lot quicker and sell out a lot easier overseas as well. But, you know,
it makes sense with the type of boot it is, the style of the boot. It makes a lot of sense to put the alpha sole plate on it.
Yeah, there's some slight tension, not tension. There's some slight hot spots in the heels, but the longer I've worn these, the quicker they've gone away.
Nice.
So you can kind of see the toe has gotten a bit long here from where my toe is. So my toes are at the end. And even though they're at the end, it just feels wide and too long. So
interesting. That's just you half down in those?
Yep. Yeah, I went half down. So again, that's just me. So this review will be very much like, okay, objectively, these are excellent. The performance is there. The sole plate is an amazing addition. The leather is fantastic, blah, blah, blah. For me, they just don't quite fit properly.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. You got like, look, this is a fantastic boot, but it's just not for me.
Yeah. Which is fine. You know, I can fully understand what Matt is saying about it being, well, maybe not that far, but like it'll definitely be some people's boot of the year for sure. Easily.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Good.
I also realized I've been going through my blast through reviews, and it's just black, 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 black. So instead of doing the F50 next week, I'm going to do these instead, just
Okay,
to mix up the
something a little
whole
different.
Instagram. Yeah, I don't think I can keep getting away with reviewing black boots constantly. So
I mean, I keep getting away with not reviewing black boots. That's going fine for me.
yeah, but people know that, and like it'll show up better on your kind of like not just your YouTube thumbnails, but your whole what's the Instagram thing? What do we call it?
Oh, like
Your
the
Instagram,
feed.
your feed. Yeah, your Instagram feed looks a lot nicer because you've got all these different white with
Yeah,
something. It's just
yeah.
not all
I
white.
tend to try and avoid the black for two reasons. One being the thumbnails. Thumbnails never look as good with the black boot. And then also, well, three reasons I suppose. I don't particularly like black boots, being another reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final reason being that from my overhead camera,
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult to pick out details in a black boot, so it's easier to have something different. Although
You
I did
get something
realize,
like Noah has that kind of like
yeah,
pad to put them
the,
on.
the thing underneath it. Like, Noah's looks very
Mm-hmm.
nice, yeah. Who Jesus Football has joined us. Welcome, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Footloose Boots is in the house, and Matt has joined us as well. Matt H, Matthew. I'm just saying Matt in lots of different ways now. It's gone weird.
Yeah, right.
So I got a few things in this week, but we're just going to focus on one of them for this week because finally arrived.
Hey.
So my
the
Miami
3 day shipping on the
oh my
boots
god,
didn't happen.
no. So yeah, my Miami Grand Prix boots from ProDirect arrived. They are really nice. Like, it's a very cool boot.
Yeah,
Lots of really great.
They were late to the party, but that's definitely the best looking one.
Yeah, absolutely. The unfortunately, from a purely content creation point of view, the Miami Grand Prix was last weekend, so we're a little bit out
Good
there.
job, ProDirect.
So thanks for that, ProDirect. But they do look great, and they will still feature. They'll still feature in a video, which I need to get filmed and recorded and such. Like, as I say, I didn't realize until I'm like, oh, I'm away next week. Okay, a few things to do, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh crap, I have like 100 things that I need to do before I'm not here. This being one of the things.
The amount of reviews I've got to do. Oh my gosh,
absolutely,
man. And I'm trying to sneak my way into that Mizuno event as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Gotta do all you can to get in there. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. That is. So yeah. So next week we'll be off. The 31st, I'm not here. Because I'm in Osaka with some people, and then the first is that Mizuno event.
Okay.
So
cool.
And literally everyone's gonna be there. I've been talking to a few other retailers, and like it's like, oh yeah, I got a thing months ago from Mizuno. Did you? And it's like, no, I did not. I have to apply for it the regular way, like a pleb.
We will be here the 23rd for me, 24th for Andrew. So that not next week, the week after. We will be here as normal, and we do have a special guest for that week as well. So all to be revealed very soon. A couple of things, extra things I just want to touch on with those Pumas, actually. The first one being the box is lame. It's just a normal Puma box. Like, boo indeed. And the string bag is just a generic black Puma string bag, which I also think is
cool.
Very disappointing. I think considering all of the effort that went into the boots, like surely a box or a bag or both. They're obviously at a bit of a premium price as well, so that was a little disappointing. I can't remember who it was I was talking to. I was speaking to somebody in the week about the fact that, like, it might have been Matt, there's a whole bunch of things they obviously should have done. We were talking about with the boots, like, limited by the number of laps in the race or something, make them super limited. So they were like a gotta have them all kind of thing. And I was saying that they should have also done boxes that were special. So like when you put them all together, they did something or they made something. So they either created like a track, or they
Mm-hmm.
gave you access to like a completed QR code that you could go and buy like the final pair of boots if you had the whole set or something like that.
James, you're
Like,
thinking way too hard about this, buddy.
I have thought too hard. I spent 2 minutes thinking about it.
You put way more effort into it than they did.
So yeah, I was like, I just thought that would have been, I don't know, sensible. But anyway, what can you do? Should we move on to the releases
That's a
of the
quick
week?
question from
Oh, go
Danny.
on.
Can you put a finger on between the difference of leather on the Neo 4 Pro and an Elite? Well, a Neo 4 Pro is not leather. It's synthetic.
There you go.
And the Elite is kangaroo leather.
So that's a pretty big difference.
Oh, no, that's the Neo 4, not the Montecito. Neo 4 is a cow leather, and the Elite is a kangaroo leather. There you go.
There we go.
So, cow versus kangaroo.
Matt wants to know if you think they will be unveiling the new Morelia at the event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they will. They will.
There we go. A lot of love for the ultras in the chat there. A lot of people very impressed with the ultras, and it is beautiful. Yeah, 80, you're correct.
Yeah,
the sole plate is gorgeous. Like,
yeah,
the sole plate is absolutely wonderful. So yeah, I obviously got that one instead of the carbon because I thought it looked nicer, despite the fact that I still think all of the F1 ones should have a carbon sole plate.
Yep.
Yeah, carbon should have been
James,
the only option.
Thing couldn't do anything with this sole plate.
Okay, let's have a look at this week's new releases. I'm hoping that I'm gonna no, not that one. That's the last one. That's not a good start. Let's start with this one. So we got another Air Max 95 from Nike. This time it's black. This is a game of what would happen if the Air Max 95 had a baby with the Cosmic Speed. Here you have it. It's nice. That's my that's the extent of my excitement.
Why does this exist?
It is a little bit. Why does this exist, isn't it?
What are we doing here? Like it, yeah, it's nice, but again, why?
Yeah, I appreciate that we've got a Vapor this time instead of a Superfly. That's kind of cool. I suppose why is the question. It happens with a lot of releases these days.
Yeah.
Why? Like, I understood getting the first one. Like, that made sense. It's a remake, etc. But then, do we need 5, 6, 7 different colorways of that exact same concept? Like, do we need to get a black Air Max 95, and then do we need a whiteout Air Max 95, and then it just seems a bit unnecessary.
It's Nike just cannot help themselves.
Nike, Puma, Adidas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's really nice. I think it's, as far as a black boot goes, which obviously I'm not a huge fan of, I think it's a good looking boot. The question does become, why does this exist though?
We're gonna see a lot more from like this from Nike in the near future, I think.
I think you're right. I think the hypervenoms that we're not talking about, like, we get 20 colorways of those and various things like that.
Yeah.
Where are we ranking it? What are we thinking?
I'll put it in good. It looks
good. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems fair. It is a nice looking boot. And then now again, I could be wrong here. So firstly, this is the best picture I could find that wasn't crap. I've literally taken the thumbnail from the video that soccer.com did. I could not get a good image of this. So this is the best I could do, and I'm sorry that everybody's looking at this. We won't leave it on screen for that long. But yeah, so there was this, and then as far as I'm aware, along with the F50s, which we'll get to in a second, those are the only releases this week. I didn't see anything else. So I'm happy to report that 2 weeks in a row, we've had 3 releases or under, although every week there is still a Puma release to talk about, and most weeks it is an Ultra.
So stupid.
Let's go, Puma. 52 releases in a year. So this, as the thumbnail clearly states, is the Puma Soundstrike, which is a carbon Ultra. and is exclusive to soccer.com.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the concept of these, like the
Mm-hmm.
idea, the kind of thought that's gone behind them, the whole sound waves around the boots and what they all mean and things. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's really clever. I think it's very smart, and I love like a little
Yeah.
bit of a story to the boots.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, why is there another Ultra? Why is there another one?
They just can't help themselves.
I really like the Ultra as well, and I'm like, but why though? I'm
I
gonna
have
I'm
no
gonna
idea
take that
what they're
picture down. I
doing.
can't look at it
Yeah, I
anymore.
can't stand it. Yeah, that's yeah. That's these brands are so stupid. There's just no self-reflection. It's like none of the bathrooms in these people's houses have mirrors.
But like, I don't get it. And the thing is as well at the moment, if you go onto almost any website, you go onto Unisport, you go onto soccer.com, you go into anything, you will find Puma Ultras at giant discounts. You can pick
Oh
up
yeah,
Puma Ultra Ultimates under €100,
they're
which
like
is mad.
I think I found one yesterday for €50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like from a retailer.
crazy. And it's a great boot.
So
And honestly, like, I know we get down on Puma and we kind of like make fun of them for the amount they release. But if you
and they
get the
deserve it.
opportunity, yeah, and they do deserve it. But if you get the opportunity to pick up a Puma Ultra at
Mhm.
like, that 50, 60, 70, €80 price point, do it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah,
great. Like,
yeah,
it's a really good boot. There's
yeah.
just so many of them.
They finally make an ultra that like a lot of people really like, and they're like, you know what, people love this. Let's make sure they don't.
Yeah, let's make sure everyone's bored of it by the middle of the year. That'll be their
It's
excuse to bring out a new one.
Billy, shoot me a message on Instagram, man, and I can help you snag a pair.
Cool. There we go.
He's very interested. Yes, AG plate, actually HG plate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I do recommend the AG and the MG. I haven't tried the HG, but the AG and the MG are both
Mm-hmm.
excellent options.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I would recommend to anybody, even over the FG. I would
Mm-hmm.
recommend the AG and the MG. I think they're both excellent.
Yeah.
So that's great. Clippy says you can buy them for 125 Australian dollars from Puma themselves in Australia. So what's that, about
Wild.
€80, something like that?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, Jesus Football loving the MG as
Yeah,
well.
and they make that's a crazy thing is like, the Ultra is easily their best boot, but
Mm.
their plates are so good. And it's definitely two different teams at this point, right?
Yeah, it has to be. We got this
One
bit,
team
we got this bit, and let's just go like this.
yeah, it's just one team like we've got a great idea. Like their MG plate is probably one of the best sole plates anywhere
Yeah,
in
it's
terms of
phenomenal.
like multifunctionality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Their HG plates are really good, and it's just like
But even the thought they put
everything
into
else.
the AG and the MG this time with like the heat reflective kind of
Yeah,
insoles and
yeah,
things like that,
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Like how much it works is questionable, but the fact they did it and the
They're
fact that they
trying it.
thought
Yeah,
about it and they tried it is
yeah.
fantastic. They've done some
Hey,
great
up the
stuff.
Rams.
There's just a billion of them.
Oh
Like they're
yeah, it's so
devaluing their own
ridiculous.
product.
I bet. I want to see. I want to see this now. So I am
Oh,
going to go. Let's see here.
we're going to do some real good
Uh,
podcasting right now. Andrew's going
yeah.
to
Oh man.
Google
Yeah.
stuff.
Perfect. I'm just checking real quick. Brand Puma. God, like I'm on the main retailer's website here,
Yeah.
and I clicked on the soccer shoe or the boots.
Hmm.
They have 83 Adi boots, which is a lot. 101 Nike. Can you guess how many Puma they have?
Like 142 or something stupid.
181.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane. Matt trying to get his shout out in for the Future 7 MG. I will give you the soul plate, Matt. I will still not respect that boot
What
in
are
any
you
way, shape, or
talking
form.
about with the... Oh, okay. Sorry, Billy. I think those ones are gone. But there
But
are MG, and HG options available. Wow.
There we
So
go.
they even did this thing. The retailer did this thing a few weeks ago where they did this for Addy as well. They had so many F50s lying around, and you could pick up an F50 for, I kid you not, like $45. And of course, they were gone immediately.
Yeah. I got Justin to pick me up a pair of F50s actually. So somewhere in the States had the women's F50 with the collar, and they had them for like $45, I think $45. So with taxes and shipping, it was like $60. So Justin picked me up a pair this week. So thank you very much, Justin. He'll be sending those over to me, along with a dress that my wife wanted that we couldn't get shipped over here. So I'm having it shipped to Justin. So Justin's had to spend, this is Texas Cleat Collector, by the way. So Justin's had to spend a good portion of time explaining to his wife why there's a dress coming to the house and that it's not for another woman. It's not for him.
Hey, he could probably pull off a dress, to be fair to the dude.
He probably could, but you've seen the size of my wife. Like Justin's not getting in that dress.
No,
like...
he would tear it to shreds just trying to pull it over his head.
Exactly.
Your
but
wife
yeah,
is a stick.
80 makes a very good point here. He says there's no way the design teams at these brands have enough time to create and deliver their best work, which I think is absolutely true.
They don't.
Absolutely true.
And the fact that some stuff comes out the way it does is even more impressive because their bosses are constantly just
more.
They're doing more.
Yeah, it's the Kylo Ren meme, isn't it?
Yeah.
More. Oh dear.
All right.
Anyway, we need to rank those. Where are we going to rank those?
Oh, those? I will be kind and put them in bad.
Yeah, fair. This is the problem. The problem with so many releases, it's made me so indifferent. Like I've become jaded to football boots, and it's literally what I do.
I love boots, and they are trying their best to be like.
Yeah, the thing I love the most, and they're like, we can make you hate this.
How much longer until people just like go to a brand and just go, no, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you any air. Oh, hey, Tracker.
Hey, Tracker has joined us. Welcome, sir. Billy says we need a Boot Wizard deals group text. Honestly, I've considered it before. I physically don't have the time.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. For example, if like Boot Wizard was my job, if I didn't have another job, I would do it. Like I would make it like part of like the membership, for example, where I would do a deals of the week, and then if I found anything individual, I would shoot it out on a daily. But unfortunately, I just don't have the time. But it's a great idea. I just literally can't do it.
And
but
for me,
sorry.
I might in the next few months actually pick up enough work to where I'm going to be absurdly busy.
We look forward to that.
So. Oh yeah, we'll see what happens.
If it's paying. Okay, let's just go to the big one of the week.
Yep.
I'll throw a picture up. We can quickly talk about the yellow synthetic, and then we'll get into the leather one because that's the interesting one. So
Justin.
We've obviously got the hey Justin, we've just had a chat about you. Welcome,
Justin,
sir.
why are you getting dresses to your house, buddy? Not judging, just wondering.
So we got this new pack, the 2010 F50 kind of remake, as it were. We got two of the launch colorways, the yellow with black, the black with yellow. The yellow is the synthetic, but it's not a remake in any way. It is literally just a design and a color on the existing F50, which I think is a massive opportunity missed.
Yeah.
Like that should have just been the 2010 synthetic. They should have just done that. There really is no reason for anybody to buy that boot. I did because I'm going to make a video on it, but that's not the point. There's no reason for anyone to buy that boot. Like I think that's all I have to say about it, really.
There's a new F50 coming. We know this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a year. Easy way to tell. So it just kind of doesn't make sense.
None whatsoever. So don't buy that one. And then the other one, of
Details are good
course,
though.
details are good. They've done a
Yeah.
good job, although I
Yeah.
can't not look at, and this is Ben's fault. Our friend Ben, who used to be a
Yeah.
developer at Addy,
The toe.
the toe. So the line that runs up to the toe, so this black line that runs around and has kind of sprint web written in the middle of it. The way that it doesn't follow the line of the sole plate really bugs me now. Like I can't unsee it. Ben's just been like, yeah, that's just like that's wrong. The geometry's all wrong. And I'm like, he's so right, and it really drives me a bit insane. Um, should we rank those ones really quickly, and then we'll get into your leather pair?
I actually like them and like to put them in good, but I'm fine if you want to do meh.
Let's do good.
Bad.
No, I was between meh and good. So let's go. Let's go good.
We can do meh because there's kind of not, like you said, there's kind of not a reason people can buy them.
Let's do meh just because Addy should have done the remake. Like they should have done the synthetic remake and made it a thing.
But I don't. At the same time, like I know we got some like colored up remakes like the EA Sports Pack a few years ago and stuff like that. I do not think people understand how stiff that original upper was.
Yeah, it would. And I think something that has been a little overlooked in general with this release is actually, and I think it is only people of a certain age like ourselves that really do understand, like how important that F50 is. Like that 2010 F50 is so important to like even what we have today as football boots. Like, you know, it's
the way these sole plates are now.
Yeah, it's still the same.
You can directly draw a line.
Yeah.
We basically had pre-2010 sole plates and post-2010 sole plates.
Yeah. So if anybody's worried about like durability and various things like that, if it's before 2010, it's probably crap. If it's after 2010, the chances are it might have held together. It's I just wanted to make that point though. I think and I think Addy should have done a better job of telling the story of how important this boot is. Not just it's a 2010 F50. It's the first kind of like, you know, F50 kind of Addy Zero series, but just how big of a deal this was for the industry, for Adidas. Like I think it's been undersold how important this boot was.
I think the other thing too is the fact this is kind of the thing where, I mean, it took Nike several years, and even then they still didn't realize, like, Addy came out with their brand new boots, and Nike, even the Vapor was like 240 or something like that at the time. And Addy was coming in at like, what were these? 220?
Yeah.
And a lot of people like got discounts through clubs and stuff like that, so you could find them for like $200. And so they're literally half the price of a Superfly.
Yeah. And the Superfly was, and like at the time, especially, people were big into weights. And like these were obviously crazy light, especially for like the leather one, for example. What was that? 170 grams or something was the advertised weight. And then the Superfly, which is Nike's big deal, is considerably heavier than that. Really not delivering in that. They weren't in the same ballpark. Like what Nike were doing at the time, and then all of a sudden, like I think Nike would comfortably have been like, okay, we're ahead. Adidas have got the tune it, so they've got the iTune it. Like Nike are comfortably like it, and then all of a sudden Adidas go, haha, but look what we've got.
I seem to remember
it changes everything.
Nike rep coming in and looking at them and being like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because this was at a time when Nike was building up and just throwing tech at the Superfly, which again,
they should do.
They should always do that.
Yeah.
But Addy coming in and not throwing a ton of tech, just, you know, very thoughtful stuff put on the F50 and then being able to charge way less for it.
Yeah.
Now, that Nike pack still sold out immediately too. So
yeah, it's still a Nike.
Not as quick as people might have thought. But yeah, and then we've got these.
So then we've got these. What are your thoughts? Because obviously you had the originals, you loved them.
Hmm.
So what are your thoughts on originals versus those, and those in general? Like how are
So
they?
the heel is definitely wider in these. Um, it's not. I haven't played in these yet, but it's not. I was talking to Josh Tossell about this, and he was saying like when he was playing, he didn't notice the heel issue at all.
Okay.
This isn't a vapor region situation. Um,
Right.
and the other thing is these are definitely a bit just slightly heavier than the originals, and they're a bit taller overall.
Okay.
Yeah, the originals were slightly more, you know,
Slightly lower
just
profile.
yeah, lower profile. And that's just down to modern blasts and stuff, which is fine. I'm not sure as many people could get along with the old ones as I think they could. But again,
Yeah.
the old ones, even this black one. So I think for us at the time, the black one outsold the synthetic yellow like 5-1.
Oh wow.
And people were really hot on these. So I'm sorry, Justin, but people were like in his part of the soccer world, which is weird because it's very close to mine. He said there wasn't a lot of people hot on these, but in the trenches, like these sold like crazy. We literally brought these in. So like we always say like a Copa Mundial, because it used to be every quarter you'd bring in like 300-400 pairs of a Copa Mundial.
Right. Okay.
Sell out and then bring in the same amount. So we brought in almost as many of these as we would for like a Copa.
That's mad.
And we sold, I would say we sold about 85% of them at full price.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were flying.
People
Absolutely
absolutely
flying.
love these. Now there was some durability issues with the originals, but not as bad as it was about average, I'd say.
I was going to say around that time, durability wasn't great anyway.
No,
Like
it
you weren't
wasn't.
expecting much at all.
Yeah.
Hated Dr.
But
Astute, who has joined us. Welcome, sir.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, but these are fantastic. The fit is amazing. And at the time, my first pair, I got a full size down from my normal size.
oh wow.
And to make it even tighter, I put the thick insoles in.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I don't know how I did that.
I don't
I
know
have
how you did
no idea
that.
how
How
I
do you
did
still
that.
have toes?
What's up, DJ?
DJ has joined us
Yeah.
recently, briefly. Hey DJ, bye DJ. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us.
But I absolutely love these. I'm so excited to play in these. Like, so many good memories of wearing these boots. So many good memories. So, but obviously that won't cloud my judgment for this. It's just it's the same as this. I cannot give this boot a bad review, even though it doesn't work well for me.
Yeah.
Because it's an amazing boot. But yeah, got to be objective as possible. But I think
exactly.
Even
You're still gonna
these are these are superb.
What's the leather
excited.
like on them?
Pretty good. So I'm sorry, you can hear my son coughing in the background. Yeah, leather's
it doesn't
really
look bad at all.
soft. No, and I would argue it's softer than some of the K leathers they've had. Now, I don't think the originals were K leather either. I'm pretty sure it was like their old K or whatever. And because I'm a nerd like this, I went to the Wayback Machine, the Internet Archive, and I started doing digging, looking at websites from around 2010 and what they were saying and stuff. And it's like a lot of Japanese websites were saying it was oxhide leather.
Interesting.
So like Taurus leather was an ox leather, which I don't think that was the case, but they really did make it seem like it was. So I don't know. I would have to talk to an original designer for that.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
Like, these are still superb. Like yes, it's not kangaroo leather, it's a calf leather, but it's still fantastic. Really, really soft. These are gonna break in ridiculously easy. And it sucks because on the one hand, I really would love to see these in the chameleon colorway.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have a pair of those in hand because I missed out originally. On the other hand, like, it would be way better. The impact is so much stronger if these are just a one-off.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I do think that I think that's the way it should be done. But
Mhm.
I think Matt in the chat a second ago said that he would like the chameleon. Like the
Yeah,
chameleon would
yeah.
sell, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
absolutely.
expecting it to happen.
They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, but at the same time,
These
sometimes
are
things are best left as one-offs or whatever.
Chris Wang, what size did you get? I went half size down from normal, which is what I do in almost every Yaddy boot.
Yeah.
And the fit's perfect.
Nice. Are you anticipating anything? Because obviously we saw today, Justin shared some pictures of a guy that he knows. I was going to put them in the podcast, but I haven't done it. Some images of like kind of some durability issues. Basically, they've had the boots. They've already had a bit of sole separation in them. Is there anything that kind of like indicates that might be an issue as far as you're concerned?
No. I will say from those pictures, what we did see is that guy was wearing like a full size too big. For sure.
So it's dragging.
It's still unacceptable.
Dragging the toe.
Yeah. And Julio pointed out how dry the leather looked, and
it did look
looked
very
really
dry. Yeah.
Yeah. It
So I
looked
wonder
like
what
he
happened
wore them
there.
in the rain, then just left them out in the sun to dry.
Which would be
But
a
again,
disaster.
that couple of sessions that shouldn't happen. But still,
yeah, it's still
that's
absolutely
not totally like take care of your boots.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to say this, but take care of your boots. Do not leave them in the sun. And remarkably, there's still a load of people who still do that. It's like, especially in the UK, I've noticed is people like leave them on a radiator.
That is
or they'll
the
just
thing I see the most.
Yeah. It's like, don't do that. You're causing the glues to break down.
Yeah, I see so many people. They take so they'll wash the boots because they'll clean them. Then obviously like they'll be wet, so they'll shove newspaper in them and then just sit them upside down on a radiator. And I'm like
don't do that.
What are you doing? Stop that immediately.
To dry slowly. You do not apply direct heat to boots. So
but yeah, no, it is. It's like that's how I would have been like. I suppose taught as a kid was like, oh, you got to clean your boots. I was also taught to take care of your boots, etc. And like my dad would have all the cleaning equipment and everything like that. But still, like he would be like, okay, so now dry them out by just put them on the radiator, and that's how you're gonna dry them out quickly.
But yeah, which these are superb. Oh, ranking these, I'd put these top tier.
Cool.
Yeah, current sole plate works perfect for this. This is better than the original sole plate, I'd argue.
Yeah, I think that would comfortably be the case.
Yeah,
I think that sole plate's great. I think it's actually very nice.
It's better on this sole plate as well than the original.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say I think just to bring up again our friend Ben, who used to be a developer at Addy, was pointing out that obviously we all complain about the heels being too wide, etc. I know you said it wasn't really a problem with this one, but he was pointing out that that's not actually a design choice per se. They're not choosing to make the heel wider. It's a case of when you basically build the boot up by swapping out to the new outsole, this is something that kind of like is affected, is caused by the new outsole. They can of course make changes and kind of adjust it slightly, but the outsole apparently is just information for people that we learned this week, or I learned this week, is that's a big part of it, is how that boot is built up off the outsole, and it actually causes the wider heel compared to the original, which I'm assuming is a little bit of what happened with the Nikes as well, but clearly there's been a conscious decision with that one as well to actually widen it out, and it's just doubled down on the whole thing.
Oh, Ben is just an absolute gem.
Ben is a gem. I'm just laughing at Footloose Boots comment there.
Threw him in the dryer.
In high school, I threw my boots in the dryer. Oh my god!
I remember getting a pair of the Tiempo Legend 2s when I was working at a store, and I only went half size down, but they still felt long on me. So
you just whack them in the dryer?
I whacked them in the dryer and then sent them. Now, this is a bit cheeky. I actually took them back to the place I worked and said that like they were defective. Nike took them back. Fair credit to them. But
Nike, it's one thing you will give Nike generally. Like they will take stuff back.
This is one of the reasons I'd argue this is one of the reasons they they've been so dominant. Their customer service is amazing.
Yeah. You just get in touch with them and you're like, hey, this is a thing. They're like, yeah, cool. Let's just fix that.
Both on the customer facing and on the store facing side. Like,
yeah,
we used to have to do these things where Nike, because we had a Nike boot room, they would make us order stuff like there was like $100 training pants they wanted us to bring in.
right.
We had to bring them in, and as part of like a training pack. And I was like, all right, I'll order this stuff. And then I remember being a bit cheeky. I was like, I wonder if I could call customer service and just have them cancel that. And so, yeah, I called customer service. They were so nice. I loved talking to them. I was always very kind to them. So they were always very, very nice to me and stuff. So like, I just cancel stuff, and then the rep would be like, oh, it's so weird. For some reason, like, a lot of this stuff keeps getting canceled. It's not a big deal. It's just really weird. It's like, yeah, it is so weird. I wonder
why would that happen? What happened there?
Nike was selling $80 socks at one point.
Oh my God.
They developed these socks for the players that had like all these special cushions and stuff. And they were $80. We had to order them. And it's just like, no.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I should review.
That's not why they don't like me, by the way. Trust me. There's other reasons.
But yeah, no, I've had a couple of like conversations with Nike customer service, usually like small things. Like I've wanted to send a pair of boots back and it's been beyond the like the returns date, for example, by like a week or something. And I just messaged like, hey, look, I want to return these back. And they're like, are they used? I'm like, no, they're fine. They're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, let me sort that out for you. They don't fuss. They're just like, yeah, sure. Let me sort that out for you. Away we go. And obviously they're returns, like in terms of like their warranty policy, like is also pretty impressive. And they don't tend to argue too much about those either. They're a bit like, okay, cool. Like as long as there's nothing, as long as you obviously haven't done something to the boot or done something dumb to the boot, then yeah, it's very very straightforward.
Nike doesn't like me because from the beginning I kept calling him out about stuff. So like with Superflies and things, I've said this story before. On the Superfly 2, they wanted us to bring in 96 pairs of both colors, and we knew that Superfly was being discontinued at that point, and that the last color was coming in February, and the Vapor 8 was going to release in April. And it was just like, no, absolutely not.
That's ridiculous. Like, why would we do this?
We fought and we fought and we fought, and I fought it down to 48 pairs, and they were like, well, if you don't take all of these, there's no guarantee you'll get stuff in future. And I was like, if you don't give us stuff in future, then we'll just sell more Adi boots.
Yeah, like you're like, well, we're a big enough store that we'll just sell the other stuff. Like people are still going to come to us. Like we'll just sell other stuff.
This is after the Adi Zero had launched, so it was just like, that's not a hard choice. But then, like, it's still stupid because like there'd be other things where like after the Superfly 4 came out and like the initial launch, they sent us 36 pairs for 5 stores. And then after that, it got better. Then it got to 48. Then like eventually got to 200, but that still wasn't enough because it was the hottest item. So we'd be begging them for more and more allocation and be like, oh no, we don't have any allocation. And then like 5 months later, they'd be like, hey, we've got like 3,000 pairs that are on closeout if you want to bring in. It's like, no, now nobody cares. They all want the newest colorway.
We needed them 6 months ago.
So stupid. You held on to so many pairs for yourselves. That was when Nike was starting to do like their direct to customer, their DTC methods, to where they were like trying to cut stores out of sales and stuff. So no.
Yeah, the Nike DTC has definitely come back and bit them in the ass a little bit.
Anyways, on to stuff that's actually really cool. So one of the things I was worried about though with this new F50 was the fact that it's got all this really cool stuff on the insole. And I was just like, well,
that's going to come off.
Yeah, that's going to come off. That's stupid. But the extra insoles also have this on it.
Nice. Okay.
Very small, very easy to do. It is an easy win, but they did it, right? It's just paying attention to stuff like that.
I like
Now, if go ahead.
I just like the fact they're putting the extra insoles in with the F50. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like it doesn't cost them that much, and it's a really cool extra thing to have. It's like
but
putting in
that's
extra sets
always
of laces and things like that.
yeah,
Like and
and that
the Asics
oh, go
boots
ahead.
with extra laces. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
exactly,
nice.
exactly. And like this has always been an F50 thing from the original F50 in 2004 onwards. Like you should always have a second set of insoles.
Yeah,
It's
makes
not
perfect
super
sense.
expensive, so yeah. But yeah, loving these. I'm very excited. I'm pretty sure these are going to go somehow into the match day rotation, which is getting a bit big at this point.
Yeah. What exactly is the match day rotation apart from like 8 pairs of boots right now? You're like, what am I going to put in here?
I think, gun to my head, it is the Adler Yadagara shoe or the Horenzo, depending on what I'm feeling like on the day. The new Morelia Proto.
You did seem to
And
really
then
enjoy that.
I
I haven't seen you that
absolutely
excited
love
about a
them.
pair of boots in quite a
Oh
while.
my
Like you
gosh,
really
they're
love those.
ridiculous good. And then the Sokito Scudetta.
I was like, I know that. I would
Yeah.
have put money on the last one being the
I have
Scudetto.
there's a reason I have 3 pairs of that bloody boot. And
Yeah,
then yeah, probably these would sneak in now.
squeeze those ones in there as well.
Yeah, my ID Power SL had both the spare insoles and laces. Yeah, exactly. Simple stuff. Do you think this is why mergers have been happening lately? All right, and internally at Nike? Oh, I know it. I know what Nike's doing, like having their running team now be in charge of football. It's they will say outwardly that they're trying to make all their designers more experienced, but inwardly it's so they can fire half those designers down the
Yeah,
line.
because they'll be like, oh, we don't need those designers anymore
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
this one group of designers can do twice as much, and we can pay half as much.
How are Nike laces so goated? Others don't come close. Adler is better than Nike, I'd argue. And Mizuno's Zero Glide laces are also better than Nike. They just don't put them in their boots.
Yeah, pretty accurate. The Nike ones are pretty good though. Like they do make reasonably good laces. I've had it's a weird thing. Like recently, I've done a few reviews on a few boots where
Mm-hmm.
the laces have been something that stood out to me as being like they're not great.
I've gotten to you. I've got
Yeah.
just how I look at that Miami Messi and I go, that's actually objectively a really good looking boot. Because of you, you've now started going, how's the heel on this? How
I
are the
was gonna say,
laces?
like honestly, like I always used to like, I'd obviously always like consider the heel, but I'd never really be bothered by a heel. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't really like
Yeah.
upset me. Whereas like if you look at my reviews that I've done, especially over the last like 6 months, I
Mm-hmm.
bitch and moan about heels so much. I'm like, heels crap, heels crap. I don't
Yeah,
think I've said
yeah.
a nice thing about a heel on a boot for quite some time.
It's when you notice it, you can't stop noticing it.
Absolutely. And I was
Go
testing a
ahead.
couple of. Oh, sorry, go on.
No,
I
go. Finish
I
your
was
thought.
testing a couple of pairs of boots today. I was out on
Mm-hmm.
the pitch, which is also why I'm probably a little bit red. The
Right.
sun cream didn't do its perfect job. But anyway, yeah, I was testing a couple of boots today, and every time the first thing's like heel, heel. Why is this heel not
Mm-hmm.
working? Why is this heel
Mm-hmm.
not good? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them I was like, I tested a couple of pairs of boots. So I did some B-roll. I shot some B-roll, and I
Mm-hmm.
also did like either session one or actually a last session in a few different pairs of boots and 2 pairs of boots as well. But they were generally cheaper. So it was Kelme boots. One was $40
Mm-hmm.
pair of boots. One was a $50 pair of boots.
Mm-hmm.
And still I'm there and I'm like, heel, heel.
Oh, that's going to happen, especially on those lower price point boots.
I will say though, I was very surprised at how deep the heel counter was on both of them. Like
Mm,
these 40,
that's
$50
good.
boots, really good, like really, really good.
Mm,
I won't obviously get onto them too much in the review because it's a very cheap pair of football boots.
yeah.
But and they were very deep. But yeah, I'm like, but why though? Why can you not make a heel?
check. F50 leather remake or A6 X-Fly Pro 3. That's the other one I'd have in my match day rotation. But the X-Fly Pro 3 probably. I think overall, as much as I love these, overall the X-Fly Pro 3 is objectively a better performer.
Yeah, I think that. So my my match day rotation at the moment isn't a match day rotation. It's literally whatever I need to test. I just haven't. I don't have anything. The only thing I do is I'll bring whatever I'm testing, another pair of whatever I'm testing, and the X-Fly Pro 3. Because if it all goes tits up, I'll put the X-Fly Pro 3 on and it will be fine.
Yep. Jesus, you should absolutely get the Protos. Oh,
Yeah,
Justin,
don't listen to Footloose Boots. Get the Protos.
No, exactly. Sorry, we're talking about retailers only got so many pairs, so I was asking if mergers.
Oh, the retail mergers.
Okay, so like the company I used to work for got bought by a far bigger retailer. And just as an aside, I spent years trying to get Mizuno into that store. Years. Was always told no. And then they put up a thing on their Instagram yesterday saying like, hey, we've got MIJ Mizunos now. And it's just like, it's just, you know.
And then soccer.com who did soccer.com acquire recently?
Soccer Pro.
Soccer Pro, that was it.
Yeah,
and their already World Soccer Shop is also soccer.com, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's also the same. Yeah.
Yeah. That does give them access to more inventory because they're a bigger company, so they get more allocation, things like that. Because the allocation is normally done, like it's done online and it's done by region.
Okay.
It's not done by stores, so like you'll get so many pairs a region.
So the more obviously then these companies, soccer.com for example, having so many more locations just means that they're more likely to pick up way more stuff.
Yeah.
And then obviously
it's total sales and locations.
Right.
It's total sales per region, then total sales in general. Dr. Stu just got the Protos coming in. Man, they're so good. If only they had an FG sole plate and extra lace holes.
Oh, still recovering from a torn hamstring though, Dr. Astute. Ouch.
Oh,
Careful. Oh
gosh, yeah.
Oh,
get some horse placenta on that. If you know, you know.
Yeah, jeepers, man. Careful with that. Chris's Footy Kicks has some Zero Glide laces coming in. $22 a pair. Oh,
yeah. That's expensive. It sucks they don't sell outside of Asia. I do not rock any turf boots. Like I've done some turf reviews and nobody bloody reads them. People are constantly talking. Like I remember with Halty, with Halt's boots, he was doing lots of turf reviews, and people were like, "Oh yeah, please do more." But we're very appreciative, and he was getting views. Every time I've done a turf review or an indoor review, nobody gave a damn.
Yeah,
so it's like, what's the point?
I just don't bother.
There's no point.
Yeah,
and here nobody wears turf boots for to play outdoor in. We have some like carpet like pitches people use them on, but for outdoor, nah, never.
Tracker, how do you all not get injured? We do a lot.
We do. Yeah. Oh, getting injured testing tons of boots. So medical tape is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, I am. Like I say, I was out on the pitch today, so just solo, like obviously filming, recording, that kind of stuff. And I was out there for 3.5 hours or something like that. I'm in pieces. My legs are killing me right now. I went through like a full stretch
every morning, but you don't have like it's the morning stretch.
Yeah, no,
it's that just... first. It's waking up just a few minutes early and getting that morning stretch, and I'm terrible at doing that. But when I do it consistently, it's night and day. I know J Mike does that, and like for him, it's just a game changer. Yeah,
I just get woken up at whatever time a 3-year-old decides to want to wake up.
Yeah, there is that. Oh, Jesus rolled my ankle twice in the past 2 weeks.
Ouch.
See, knock on wood, I don't roll my ankle ever or sprain it. I'll get a slight tweak,
Very
But like,
rarely.
there's been times when I should have snapped my ankles, and they're just like, I don't know. They're not double jointed or anything, but like,
I do my knees and my groin a lot. I do my groin a lot.
yeah, you had
Like,
a groin injury when I was there.
yeah, yeah, happens a lot. Rich says James just reviewed a pair of turfs. Did I?
Yes, you did the definitive.
They're not turfs. Like
They're not really
like
turfs.
I know exactly what you mean. They're as close to turfs as I'm likely to get. It is an AG outsole still, or an MG outsole technically. But yeah, no, I suppose you could definitely do that. I'm like, what did I just do? I forget. I'm like, I could have done.
Yeah.
Did I?
We'll do a couple more of these, and I think we'll call it. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. If you could only wear 3 shoes for the rest of your life, what would those be?
Nemesis.
Nemesis and Nemesis.
Nemesis. I'll put my X Fly Pro 3 in there. I do really enjoy those. Something else. I don't know.
At the moment, this is going to be some bold claims. Yadigar shoe, obviously.
Obviously.
Wave Cup, obviously. And the Scudetta.
Scudetta is a bold claim. I do love the boot, but that is bold.
I absolutely love how the boots fit.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd go for my third one.
Nemesis, X5 Pro 3, and Nemesis in a different sole plate.
Yeah. Struggling to breaking the DNA, getting heel blisters. At what point do I just give up? And if it maybe just doesn't fit my heel?
If it's been more than a couple weeks, sell them.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. And that's the thing, is sometimes things don't, like, the DNA is objectively an amazing boot, but for some reason there's something about them for me that's off.
It happens. It happens.
Billy recovering from an 8-week hip flexor strain. Jesus being silly and keep shooting. I will not confirm or deny the new colorways from Mizuno. I refuse. They might be paying attention to me. I really need to be on their good side for the next few weeks so that they will let me go to this bloody event. That literally, I've talked to so many people in this space, and they're going to be there. So it's just like, please.
Justin says Rotero, Laser 4, and Legend 9. Legend 9 MI.
That's a very Justin list, and he's not. None of those are hot takes, to be fair.
No, they're all good. They're all good.
The Laser 4 maybe a bit, but still. Right.
Cool. Okay, let's. I think we will call that there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today. We will switch over to a members chat for a little while. So, members, if you have things you would wish to discuss, now is your time, as I very seamlessly switch this over to a members only chat option. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And as always, get subscribed here to the Boot Wizard channel. Go and check out Lockhart Boot Blog. We all have many things going on at the moment. We have reviews coming out of our ears, and we appreciate any and all support so that we can actually keep on doing that. So thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all again.
How much does it cost to be a member?
$2, Alan. So you can be a member for it's either $2 or $5. There's something on the screen where you'll be able to click join. And you can. That's done. My stream of thought has gone. That's it.
Yep. Yeah.
Go into members chat. Bye, everybody. Remember, there's no podcast next week.
Bye. Go to Unisport for those.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.